What's up, everybody? It's the build-up inside Room 442. Michael Singh, Sarah Perari. And guess what? We're not talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. At least not yet. Maybe later. But first, let's talk about Leo Messi. Him saying that Brazil, France, and England are the favorites. Little gamesmanship, yeah?
I mean, I don't think Messi's wrong. I think he's like picking a couple, really solid teams. If you're looking at them, I think they are favorites to a lot of people. Messi completely can acknowledge other teams being good. I don't really think I don't think it's as big as everyone's making it. I think people are just like, Messi said Brazil? What?
You know what? I saw the headline. I'm like, this, it's not Ronaldo. This time Messi. But he's saying something else. He's giving credit to other people instead of,
But like you said, it could just be a little bit of gamesmanship. Throw the little spotlight off of Argentina.
I think he knows,
Take the pressure off.
Yeah, there's so much pressure on Argentina. And I think he also, I think Messi's really humble, and I just don't think he would go around. I think they know they can do a really good job, but I think he's not going to say, listen, Argentina's going to be the team. He's like, look at all these other teams. There are good teams. It could be anyone.
Argentina is the team, though.
It is the team.
They are the team. But is he right? Brazil, France, England?
Favorites?
For me, it's Argentina at the top, but after them, I don't know if I have France or England in there.
Definitely have Brazil.
Brazil, yeah.
Brazil
I think we can all
sure.
agree on Brazil.
I don't trust France.
You have a thing with France. I don't know. England is looking...
I love France, but this team the midfield is so weak.
No Pogba, no Conte. Right?
Yeah,
it's so weak, and then the back, look, President Kimpembe.
Yeah,
we don't know about Varane's status.
We don't know about Varane, right?
The injuries have been bad, and also just the Mbappe drama of it all too. Like, there's always something around this guy. So yeah, they could fall apart. Who knows?
But at the same time, you just mentioned his name. It's Kylian Mbappe.
I know
he's going to be the best player at this World Cup, right?
No, I don't think he'll be the best player. I think he has a good shout to be.
Who's the best player?
Messi.
The best player going into the tournament right now has to be Messi, right?
Like Messi for sure. Like this.
Yeah, Messi's in
the most informed player going into the World Cup is who?
Mbappe's up there, right?
Yeah, but I think Mbappe will go top goal scorer.
Neymar, yeah. All three of them.
It's someone from PSG.
All three of them.
You know who it is, and it's not Sergio Ramos.
Oh, you got to go there.
How about a segue into some more Spain stuff? Luis Enrique, the streamer. You hear about this?
No, what happened?
He's going to be streaming throughout the tournament during Spain's World Cup journey.
Like post-match and stuff to have a connection.
Content.
I don't know how I feel about that, though.
What?
If I'm a Spanish supporter, now I'm thinking, well, is he going to be distracted by this?
Well, did you Draymond Green during the NBA Finals last year and throughout the playoffs, he did a podcast after every single game, and the content.
Much different role though between the player and a coach.
I think the thing is
the coach oversees everything.
What he was trying to say, though, is it gives him a better connection with the fans to explain things like what happened post-match and stuff. And I think it makes him have a more honest connection than the media taking something he said and running with it. I spoke to some of my friends who are in Spain, and they are over the moon with it. They're like, this is so cool.
Of course.
We have a connection with Luis. Like, they think it's really...
This is what he said. He goes, I want to establish a direct relationship with you, the fans, and whoever else may be interested in any information about the team, told from a specific viewpoint, mine, and that it's my own stuff.
So big win for the fans. For Spain overall, I don't know, but at the same time, it's probably just like doing a post-game press conference.
It's a non-issue, right? Like, what am I talking about? I'm just being that old guy.
Yeah, he knows what he's going to say. He knows the information he's going to share. He's going to do it for a reason.
Yeah.
Might even throw a lob out there to throw a couple teams off. Hey, maybe it's more power to him. We'll see.
I want to know what he discusses. If he's actually going to discuss like tactics, what he thinks other teams are going to do. Like that's interesting, right? That's really interesting. Instead of, what did you think of the game today? How did Morata miss those 10 sitters?
Hey, man. Hey, and one of those people asking that questions, man. Come on.
You ask great questions, by the way. Speaking of which, Domenico Crescito, Toronto FC. Apparently he's leaving, according to Gianluca Di Marzio. But listen, Di Marzio, we know who had it first, right? Michael Singh. We got some credit, please. What's the latest here?
Yeah, no, he's going to be retiring, is what I'm told. I think Di Marzio left the door open for Crescito to continue his playing career, but I believe Crescito made up his mind and is going to be retiring. Wow. So after just 4 months, he's decided to hang him up for good, and that's a big loss for Toronto.
Yeah, so where does this leave TFC now?
In basketball, once again, like a lot of work to do this offseason, and we were hoping that this offseason there would be less work to do on the roster in terms of getting it ready to make this team into a contender, and it's starting to look like it's going to be more and more and more. So, yeah, to sum up, just not a good place whatsoever.
There's so much to do for this team.
Yeah. Especially the whole Ozo situation of it all.
whole
too.
Oza situation. There's what I can tell you guys right now. There's going to be more changes to come within Toronto FC.
Is this
That
slowly
means-
turning into a rebuild?
I mean, they're in the process of a
thought they
rebuild.
were
They
in a
haven't gotten
rebuild.
out
No,
of
we're
that
talking about
rebuild.
complete rebuild.
Yeah, no, it is. Like I think the way that Toronto FC were shaping up to be in the summer, it looked like they had a core in place and there was some structure and foundation. To your point,
Yeah.
it's looking that foundation is a lot shakier than what it was perceived to be just a couple months ago. So yeah, more work to do for this
I don't want
club.
to scare Toronto sports fans because Leafs fans, when we hear the word rebuild, it's terrifying. How many rebuilds Leafs have gone through? Hopefully TFC don't have to do that, but they have some great players. Just quickly on Hugo Lloris, Sarah. So he said he thinks that there's too much pressure on players to condemn the World Cup being at Qatar. He said this: there's too much pressure on players. We're at the bottom of the chain. If you were to apply pressure, first of all, it should have been 10 years ago. Now it's too late. I agree with that,
I
actually.
completely agree with that. I don't think it's also just on the players. I think, anyone in the industry, coaches, even fans, this World Cup, we all know, should not have happened. We know there's a lot going on behind closed doors here as to why it happened. But a lot of people are coming out now and saying, because the World Cup is around the corner, we don't want it to be in Qatar. Well, they've been planning it for how long? They've
Yeah.
built stadiums. It's not going to not happen now. There were fans in Germany going and saying, at a Bundesliga game, they had like big posters and
Yeah,
stuff.
big tifos.
And yeah, they were saying, we don't want to have it. And I was like, guys, like it's in 3 weeks. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And now, yeah, we're days away at this point. I think he's trying to maybe, cover up for himself a little bit in the players, but yeah, he's completely right. It's way too late. It's happening, and we kind of just
It
embrace
is what it is. It's going to happen. It's the World Cup. I don't know how you guys feel. I'm kind of caught in between here. I'm like, we have a job where we need to talk about what's going on, obviously, on the pitch and what's going on in the football world. But then there's this other side, obviously, with, human rights issues in Qatar. I always feel like I don't know which side to lean on, right? Do we focus on what's going on in the political side, or we just stick to footballing? Do you guys go through that too when we're sitting here talking about this?
All the time, right? It's a moral dilemma, and like as a fan of the game, you're going to watch the World Cup. Like you're gonna watch it, but there is a part of it that rubs people the wrong way,
Right.
myself included. I personally don't feel educated enough on some of the matters, and just not having a firsthand experience of it to give my opinion. I don't always feel confident doing that.
Yeah, I feel
right?
the exact same
Especially
way.
in like such a important topic. So yeah, I think I'm gonna watch the games and comment on the games, but Jurgen Klopp said it too. It's tough to now have these conversations when we should have been having these conversations a long time ago when they were first awarded the World Cup back in, what was it, 2014?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
But don't you think football and politics go hand in hand? Like, I think it's like almost ignorant if you don't speak about what's going on when you're talking about
No,
football.
absolutely. But the thing, like Mike said, right? If you feel like you're uneducated about it, like how can you really give a
You
strong
gotta read
opinion
up
about
on it. You gotta.
No,
you gotta
absolutely.
be
I
aware.
agree with you. But my whole mindset coming into these things, it's like I'm just going to focus on football and what's going on the pitch. But then I kind of feel guilty. I'm like, maybe I, should be talking about the other stuff
I think you
that's going
should.
on.
I think
That's
you should.
why I respect, a guy like I respect so much, and a job that I personally would never be able to do is a guy like Rick Westhead. Right?
Oof.
The conversations that he's able to have and the topics that he's able to tackle transcend sports. And it's so much bigger than me writing an article about Toronto FC's recap or the next Toronto FC transfer, right?
Yeah.
I would never be able to do, I think, what he does. So I just have a tremendous amount of respect for people
100%.
like that. And I know when, I'm not competing, but when I know when people out there who can do stuff like that, it honestly like demotivates me a little bit to go out and write those types of articles because I could never do it to the level
Yeah.
they would be able to do it.
Yeah, that type of journalism is rare now, honestly,
Yeah.
from Rick
Well,
Westhead.
because people are scared.
People are scared, right? Because you got to not only are you digging into a subject and trying to figure things out, but you're putting your opinion out there. You're sticking your neck out, and you're going to get criticized. Like Rick Westhead, as good as he is, he gets shit on all the time for what he
the time.
does.
Yeah, no,
I feel sad now about it.
you're
But I feel
not-
like it's something we need to talk about. You open up. This is what the build-up is about. You got to build up to the day. You got to open up. You're going to open up your heart. Anyway, Cristiano Ronaldo. We didn't talk about him, but we will on Room 442. So stay tuned for that.